Hi, my name is Silicon and I'm a sex worker.
And I'm Marcelo, and I'm a sex worker ally.
This video is a part of series produced by Smart Belief, a professionalization and empowerment project, as well as an information and counseling center for sex workers in Belief who are cis and trans men, non-binary and trans men. You can find more details about Smart Belief at the end of this video.
In this video, we're going to talk about a complex topic around sex work, that is exiting sex work. So let's have a look.
From the outside, sex work is often seen as something you need to leave behind as soon as possible, something you need to stay or be rescued from. This delegitimizes sex work as a profession and a choice. Sex work or prostitution is seen as an individual tragedy that has to be overcome, rather than a form of labor with complex realities and economic motivations.
What's your plan after this? You cannot do this forever. One day you will be too old. Those are condescending phrases that haunt many sex workers, ignoring the fact that there are many sex workers with different ages and bodies, as well as an audience and market for their skills. But even if you decide to pause, quit sex work, it really is nobody's business but yours.
However, there are many reasons why sex workers stop this job at some point. As always, the reality is quite complex. The experience of counseling centers like Smart is that most sex workers don't want to leave sex work as soon as possible. Quite the opposite. They want to become more established or successful in sex work, or at least keep it as an alternative option. Nonetheless, it's an important topic to talk about because we believe that making your own individual informed decisions is the best way to navigate life.
Many people turn to sex work when they need it, or it often starts as a temporary idea and a side job without it necessarily being a long-term career choice. Sometimes they pause or stop completely when the living conditions change. Sometimes they return to sex work at a later point. There are also sex workers who could see themselves doing this as a professional career until they retire in old age, but who stop at some point for reasons beyond their control. After all, doing sex work is a line of work many workers choose exactly because of its flexibility, while other jobs might be too exhausting, less adaptable to life's circumstances, or simply not worth the money.
As with all work, a main motivation to do sex work is to earn money. For those choosing this line of work, it's often among the better options in comparison to other available jobs. However, this general framework can change. Maybe other job offers open up or become more attractive.
Quite often, sex workers use the skills they gain during sex work for jobs at a later point in life. For example, marketing, management, artistic talents, or being a tech-savvy, interpersonal skills, or just being damn charming and good at dealing with people. Maybe the money they earn as sex workers helps them invest in education or other business ideas they want to pursue when ready.
Sometimes, sex workers start a new job and continue to do sex work on the side as an additional income, where they maybe put less time and energy into advertising but remain in contact with regular customers. This diversification of income sources also helps people gain more financial independence and can help you increase your standards.
Sometimes you just outgrow sex work. Maybe your expectations and needs change from when you started this job. Maybe the effort you put into your work isn't worth it anymore. Maybe working conditions changed and you cannot or don't want to keep up with these changes. Maybe you have simply found some other passion you want to pursue.
Maybe there are less clients due to an economic crisis or changes in the law that make it too difficult or risky for you to continue sex work. Or maybe there are some changes in the industry that are totally different from when you started and you don't want to follow along. The COVID pandemic or the shift towards online sex work are some examples of major events or trends with an industry-wide impact.
Or maybe you just became tired of it and need some change in your life. This is completely valid and part of growing up. In fact, it shows that you have gained both experience and healthy insights. Other factors can also influence your decision to leave sex work. For example, changes in your family constellation or relationship arrangements.
Sometimes sex workers have bad experiences. These bad experiences can be with clients, management, the police, neighbors and landlords, family members, friends, or other sex workers. But sex workers can experience violence and trauma completely outside of their work life and be deserving of unconditional support without their job being put into question.
Sex work is not inherently violent. Rather, the context it exists in creates risk. Stigmatization and discrimination, isolation, and harmful laws are fertile ground for people with bad intentions to exploit. In these cases, it is important that people know where to get help without taking further risks, like deportation or arrest.
If you experience violence as a sex worker, the first step is to acknowledge this and get yourself physically out of a dangerous situation. Many cities in Germany have emergency shelters, so-called Frauenhäuser. Like the name says, these are offered for women and not always trans inclusive. There are a few shelters for men, so-called Männerhäuser.
But violence does not always have to be acute or coming from a person. Violence can be more structural, due to factors like poverty or laws and criminalization not giving sex workers rights and access to resources they need for survival. Trauma can sometimes develop over time and come to the surface at a later point in life.
It is important to seek help, both from people around you that you can trust, as well as professional support. In Berlin, there are some organizations that you can contact when needed and that are open towards sex workers. Berlin is an organization that supports victims of human trafficking. Smart Berlin's own colleagues run a project called MUTE, which supports men facing trauma due to sexualized violence. Hydra is another counseling center for sex workers in Berlin.
Not sure if these organizations can actually help you or are the right ones for you? Never hesitate to ask. They can always refer you to other organizations, and it is their job to help you if you need it and want it.
Okay, so what is actually needed for leaving sex work, whether temporarily or long-term?
You need your material basics covered. That means access to housing, food, health services, transportation, money, and whatever you specifically need for your day-to-day survival. On top of that, you need information, plan, and some contacts. For some people, like migrant sex workers, having the right papers and permissions are also important.
It helps having reliable sources of income as well as saving put aside. This can be another job or some passive income, for example, from the porn you sell or license online. Or maybe the money you saved up during sex work cannot help you pay your bills for the next months.
Additionally, one of the first things you might need is information, which can include talking with other people about your past experiences and the way ahead. Getting feedback from others can be helpful and offer new perspectives. Whether you're talking to family members, friends, lovers, colleagues, or a counseling service like Smart Berlin, an important condition for this is an open-minded and trustful dialogue.
You also deserve and need the chance to develop your own perspective on your experiences and to be able to have an honest conversation about it without judgment. This might take a long time and your own view and opinion might also change over time. This is entirely normal and also a part of growth.
You might want to stay in contact with the sex worker communities around you. We sometimes tend to delegitimize ourselves and our access to community spaces, especially when they are as precarious as they are for sex workers. While it is reasonable that some spaces might be only for active sex workers, some are also open to former sex workers. Our communities thrive on the knowledge and experiences of various generations. After all, they are essential sources of care and support.
There are also some things needed for sex workers to exist in business that are beyond individual control, such as the need to dismantle the stigma around sex work. Keep in mind, a stigma against sex workers can last a lifetime. Even former sex workers can be discriminated against by society, employers, or people close to you. It's important to educate society and value sex workers as experienced and professional workers.
Sex workers, both active or retired, also need rights and supportive anti-discrimination measures and laws that don't criminalize sex workers, their clients, or consensual third parties like business partners, family, or friends. These laws must ensure sex workers access to housing and job offers, as well as the concrete rights when dealing with discrimination and violence. How great would it be to put 10 years of being a sex worker on your CV and have the reader conclude that you must have an impressive skill set backed up by plenty of experience then?
There are many legitimate reasons to quit sex work that require various individual approaches. The needs and strategies to do so are often based on your individual context and situation.
Just know that it is never too late to change your situation and make proactive choices about your life and work. Feel free to reach out to the people around you or contact Smart Berlin anytime. In private counseling sessions, Smart can help you find your own way.
We hope we could give you a good overview of this complex topic. If you have any questions or feedback, feel free to contact us or drop a comment below.
Thank you for watching this, and if you like this video, check out our other videos on various topics around sex work on our channel.
Bye.
Bye.